The laws apply to training. Davis law focuses on soft tissue adapts in the manner that it is trained, and fascial tissue is an omnidirectional structure. And so if you only train in the sagittal plane, which is just, if you're just going to just back squat or front squat, then that's how your tissue is going to lay. But now if you're asking your athlete to be able to change direction on the floor, and that quality lateral lunges or drop step lunges have never been trained before, that athlete oftentimes can either have inefficient movement or not be able to get into that movement at all. Wolff's law, bones will adapt to loads placed on it. So progression of load over time. So if you load your bones over time, they get stronger. But if you constantly decrease the load, the bone never gets stronger, it gets weaker. So being able to take those two concepts and what we do and identifying that and making sure that as I construct these programs, that I'm making sure I'm putting my athletes in the best position possible to be strong throughout the season. Basketball is a three-dimensional sport. As you, at this diagram right here, it shows anterior, posterior, left, lateral, and right lateral, but at your very bottom of the screen, you're going to see some pictures of guys who are actually playing the game. And these movements in which, to your far right, you're seeing one of our post players reaching behind them and rotating to get the ball. But if I never put him in a position to be able to train that quality, can he be successful in doing that over and over in the course of a game? Because the game of basketball is unpredictable. Or in the middle, I have a guy who's defending an opposing player. He's sliding his feet. But now that opposing player is getting crossover and go to the opposite direction. Does that player have the quality, the strength, and the ability to move in that opposite direction? And then to the far left, I have another guy that is driving to the basket, in which none of his moves are going to be rehearsed. He has to adapt to the obstacle that's out in front of him. So he has to be able to have that quality, the strength and the quality and movement to be able to execute those patterns. Transformational zone. Transformational zone is just simply I'm loading eccentrically and exploding out concentrically. The soft tissue is going to lengthen, the proprioceptors get turned on, and the muscles are going to get engaged and perform the task at hand. So what moves are we performing in the weight room with our athletes and on the court? If you think about it, if you go into a forward lunge, that is the first step that athlete takes in exploding and driving to the basket. If I go to a reverse lunge, that can be viewed as a step back. But are they successful in these transformational zones that we're asking them to train in? Here's the video of one of our guys this year, and it puts a little more context on what I just said just a moment ago. So if that athlete has that ability to be able to do so by the training that we have, then they can be successful. But what if we're saying that if that athlete does not have that quality and we're expecting them to be able to perform every move that they have before they arrive to us on campus as they play against competition that are grown men who are stronger, are we giving them the ability to be able to, over time, perform successfully over and over and over again, or are we putting them in a position to be weaker over time, and are we giving them the ability to actually be successful, or are we putting them in a position to get hurt down the road? So loaded movement training focuses on lifting and shifting the body in space. The adaptations are going to occur in the muscles, cells, nerves, and the skin. The implements that we normally utilize are dumbbells, med balls, vipers, to decrease the compressive forces to the body. but still load up the body. And please don't get me wrong. Just like we're loading them traditionally with resistance, we're loading them with those dumbbells heavy. So you're going to see some guys who are going to do the lunge matrix that you'll see shortly with 60 to 70 pounds in their hand, in each hand. So that's 120 to 140 pounds that they're moving through all three planes of motion. You're going to increase the hormonal response. You're giving them the ability to create stability, strength, and power development in all three planes of motion. And then you're getting that intermuscular coordination, meaning that those muscles are going to fire in coordination with one another. It's an integration. It is a chain reaction that the body must go through in order to perform these tasks. And in traditional resistance training, we're going to increase the hypertrophy and strength. We're going to give them time under tension. We're going to increase the hormonal response. We're going to increase the stability, strength, and power as well, but primarily it's going to be in that sagittal plane. And then we're going to get that intramuscular coordination.